Imagine this. You lock eyes with someone, your heart speeds up, your stomach tightens, and your brain suddenly lights up. What you're feeling isn't just poetry or romance, it's pure physiology. Falling in love isn't only about emotions, it's a genuine neurochemical storm unfolding inside your body. It all begins with a spark in your brain, an activation of ancient reward circuits. Your senses pick up a face, a voice, a scent, information that moves to regions that recognize and evaluate what you're perceiving, and then to the amygdala, your emotional appraisal center. Is this important, reassuring, desirable? If the answer is yes, the amygdala and decision-making regions send activating signals, mainly via the messenger glutamate, to a small, deep region known as the ventral tegmental area. Those signals increase neuronal firing there, releasing dopamine into the nucleus accumbens, the striatum, and regions responsible for planning and decision-making. Certain areas light up. That's the reward circuit, the same network that responds to food, exercise, and even some drugs. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter of motivation, desire, and reward. The result? Your brain tags this person as a powerful source of pleasure and nudges you to move closer. But dopamine doesn't act alone. Very quickly, other messengers join in. The amygdala, having flagged this person as highly significant, also activates the hypothalamus, the conductor of your body's responses. It switches on the body's alert system via the adrenal glands and, in parallel, wakes up a small hub in the brainstem, the locus coeruleus, which releases norepinephrine throughout the brain. That 1-2 punch, epinephrine in the body, norepinephrine in the brain, explains why your heart races, your palms get clammy, and you feel that mix of nerves and excitement. It's the same system that prepares you to react in the face of danger, but this time it's channeled by romantic emotion. You enter a positive state of alert, and because dopamine heightens motivation, your attention narrows. Every detail matters. You're watching for a glance, a message, a sign. At the same time, the more rational regions that usually sort, critique, and rein you in, the ones that help you take a step back, become a little less active. Under the combined effects of dopamine, which amplifies value, and norepinephrine, which sharpens focus, they loosen their grip. That's why we say love is blind. Your brain gives priority to emotion and instinct over cool logic. You don't invent qualities, you amplify them. You don't deny flaws, you minimize them. It's a built-in biological bias. Then there's serotonin. This neurotransmitter, known for stabilizing mood and quieting repetitive thoughts, often dips at the start of passionate love. Why? Because the surge of dopamine and norepinephrine partly sidelines brainstem neurons that produce serotonin. Less serotonin means less mental braking and more rumination. This dip resembles, on a smaller scale, what we see in certain obsessive states. You think about the other person on a loop, sometimes for most of your waking hours. That's what makes it feel impossible to switch off. Meanwhile, deeper in the brain, oxytocin and vasopressin begin to take hold. Where do they come from, and why now? Touch, lingering eye contact, the smell of skin, and cuddling directly activate hypothalamic neurons that make these hormones. Those neurons, already primed by the reward circuits, then release oxytocin and vasopressin. Oxytocin rises with physical contact and intimacy. It soothes, reassures, and strengthens trust and closeness. Vasopressin, for its part, supports commitment and the stability of the bond. Together, they turn initial attraction into deep attachment, a shared project for two. These hormones don't just drift around, they tune specific circuits. Oxytocin and vasopressin reinforce emotional connection by acting on the amygdala, and they deepen emotional memory by acting on the hippocampus. The result, love memories become vivid, detailed, almost etched in. That dinner, that walk, that first kiss, they're encoded with a powerful emotional charge. That's why some moments feel indelible. This chemistry of love doesn't act only on the brain, your whole body follows. Because epinephrine activates you and dopamine lives you, many people temporarily sleep a little less without feeling drained, and eat a little less without really feeling hungry. You feel euphoric, almost carried. And that's not just a figure of speech. Love engages the same major reward pathways that cocaine does, but in a natural, subtler way, and crucially, in a direction that promotes social bonding and building something together. If it all seems so well orchestrated, it's no accident. Evolution shaped this cocktail to favor meeting, attachment, and, ultimately, long-term cooperation and caregiving. The loop is elegant. The ventral tegmental area and nucleus accumbens give you drive and desire. The amygdala and hypothalamus put the body in full presence mode. Oxytocin and vasopressin cement the bond. And the temporary dip in serotonin leaves room for the focused obsession needed to invest time, energy, and attention in one person. Without this system, humanity might not have made it. With it, we learn to love, to attach, to raise children, to pass things on. So the next time your heart races when you catch someone's eye, remember, it's not just your imagination or a few butterflies. It's your cortex recognizing, your amygdala tagging, your ventral tegmental area ramping up dopamine, your locus coeruleus spreading norepinephrine, your hypothalamus releasing oxytocin and vasopressin, and brainstem serotonin neurons easing off. It's your brain, your inner chemistry, and millions of years of evolution quietly drawing you into the most human adventure of all, falling in love.